control Hispanic, like La Raza and worse. Those organizations trying to convince them that they should be behind you instead of spending all that time and money. Obama has just seized control of our legislative process and is unilaterally enacting an incredibly controversial proposal to give immunity from the laws to what he hopes will be a reliable voter.
Amnesty for all
This
the
is
illegals.
pandering on a scale this country has never seen before. And this is a dictatorship.
Yeah, come back. Say
when
it.
a president can say, I'm not going through Congress, I'm not doing anything else, I'm just going to take control and change the laws of the nation. That is fascism. That is a dictatorship.
You don't give a
Make no mistake, what we said would happen 3 years ago has just happened today. We said,
that's
Congress,
going to do to
you
the
better be
workforce in
careful
this country.
because you are being made
Destroy it
irrelevant.
more than what it is.
He's not going to use you. It's not even executive order. He's just doing it through the Department of Homeland Security. Meanwhile, the Janet Napolitano is telling us that the border is now better than it's ever been. That is an outrageous lie.
And they're not gonna stop.
This is one of the most important topics
5 years.
of our lifetime, what's happening on the border. It is a war zone. It is worse than
I
a
didn't know
war
if they've
zone.
been here for 5
What's
years.
happening in Pakistan on the border,
Yeah,
what's
they're
happening in
illegals.
Iraq on the border, is not as bad as what's happening in our own country on our border.
The name means the whole families.
We laid
They
this
okay
out
the
in
kids. You gotta okay the
cowards.
families.
And the
Welfare.
cowards in Congress won't
Crash
deal
time.
with it. The cowards in the media won't deal with it.
40 million. Add it
The
up,
cowards
people.
in the Oval Office
We're really
won't
gonna
deal
pay
with
now.
it. President Barack Obama is a coward. He knows he can't make the case. He knows you'll never go for it. And so he just takes it. It's one thing to say that's
treason right now, what he's
man
doing.
just moving forward. Not when you have
And
all
our generals
of the power.
sit back and do nothing. The pussies they
Not
are.
when it's a move to give you even more power. It's the act of a coward. Based on every crazy thing like news reports and word of border guards, words of eyewitnesses, what's happening on the border is out of control.
They're gonna come and they ain't gonna stop.
We go over the accounts of the violence in the United States related to the drug war that aren't even
think
recorded.
it's bad now?
For example,
You haven't seen
look at the
that
brilliant
yet.
minds our government,
Achilles heel, I told
brilliant
you.
people, the best and brightest among us, they call spillover violence. Spillover. First of all, they don't even have a cohesive definition for what the term even means, let alone how to fight it. Spillover. This is how Homeland Security defines it.
Yeah,
Spillover
nice
violence entails deliberate, planned attacks by the cartels on U.S. assets, including civilian, military, or law enforcement officials, innocent U.S. citizens, or physical institutions such as government buildings, consulates, or businesses. This definition does not include trafficker or trafficking, whether perpetrated in Mexico or the U.S. That spillover, coordinated, intentional attacks on government buildings is spillover violence. In other words, if a drug cartel member beheads 5 rival drug cartel members in the middle of Dallas, DHS doesn't consider that spillover violence. That only makes sense in this stupid town of Washington, D.C.
I told you they're friggin' taking over. They got
I'm
LA.
broadcasting today from Sirius XM. I hate this town. We're in Washington, D.C. I hate this town. The amount of blood that would spill over the rim of an empty swimming pool, we don't count. Call me crazy. Napolitano also manipulates the statistics to say that the overall violent crime is down across the southwest border by 30%. That's only true if you look at big border city crime statistics. Places like San Diego, one of the safest places among the border, thanks to the fence that Duncan Hunter built years ago. Napolitano and the Department of Homeland Security are cowards because they hide behind the misleading numbers instead of acknowledging how dire the situation on the border is. And this president is just made it worse. In Cowards, we tell you the truth about the border. A 6-year-old boy kidnapped from his Las Vegas home at gunpoint because his grandfather owned a cartel he owed him more than $100 million. We tell you the story about the 5 men who were tortured and killed by having their throats slit in northern Alabama.
Alabama! They're moving up.
Hidalgo County, the sheriff's deputy in Texas, shot 3 times because he was trying to stop a kidnapping. We could go on and on and on, and we do in Cowards. What needs to happen is that anytime individuals associated with Mexican drug cartels engage in violent criminal activity against anyone on U.S. soil, that needs to be documented so we know the truth. But we're not into documentation anymore.
It's getting bad, people.
50 pages of footnotes. You don't take my word for it. But if you look at the chapter on the drug cartels and what's really happening on our border and how Napolitano and Department of Homeland Security are criminally negligent at best for what is happening, and you tie that together with the information on the Muslim Brotherhood, and then you tie that together with a chapter on George Soros, and then you tie those 3 things together with what the president just did today, and you begin to understand what you're up against. You begin to understand who this president is. You begin to understand that many people in the United States government are either asleep at the switch or they're on the wrong side. And then you begin to understand why it is critical
he can do
that
whatever
we reach
he
out to
wants.
the 18
Nobody's
to
gonna do
29-year-olds who are now disengaging
Nobody's
from
gonna
politics.
do nothing.
They were burned so badly by Barack Obama and his hope and change. They don't believe any of that anymore. They barely believed it in the first place. They don't believe it now, and so they're disengaged. 50% of the U.S. population between 18 to 29-year-olds now think that socialism is the same as capitalism. Maybe one's better than the other, but 50% think that maybe it's socialism that's better than capitalism.
Never works socialism.
When you see all of these facts, you know why we wrote the book. I would ask that for Father's Day, you get this for your father, and more importantly, if you are a dad, I think as a present on Father's Day, give your kids the gift of knowing the truth. Teach your children not to be cowards, because boy, they're going to need it. This election, you know, there's a few things that we've done. We did the
get about a job now for any of our kids
in Jerusalem last year, and we announced it on a Monday, and on Friday the president announced his policy,
they're already getting,
which was cut Jerusalem
there'll be a lot more cities and towns
and
are
I
going to
couldn't
collapse.
believe it. I couldn't believe it. We do things on this program because we're prompted. We move to
all right,
do them.
Glenn, you
Many
finally
times they don't make sense to
out.
us. Sometimes they don't make sense to you. Sometimes they work.
friggin'
Sometimes they don't. It doesn't matter. We do it because we believe it's the right thing to do, even if sometimes we don't understand it.
Marxist asshole.
The second step on last week's series of programs, the second one was activate. Make sure that you are registered to vote. Make sure your friends are registered
They ain't
to vote.
gonna do no good.
And we put up a place.
All the illegals are gonna friggin' vote. No. You okay? All the ones that have been here 5 years, and if they're 16 years old, how are they gonna know? They're just gonna come over here. I've been here 5 years. It don't matter why I never learned English. So they're all gonna say they've been here, their families have been here for 5 years. They ain't gonna have to show any proof. Well, we were hiding out, we're illegals. See, he said okay to 40 million illegals now. What's gonna happen? That means they get a friggin' number, like a Social Security. It's all over. He just wiped us off the friggin' map. The Achilles heel, the weak chain. That's it. A house of cards are gonna come tumbling down now. You're gonna see some shit now. Yeah, I figure next couple of months you'll start seeing some shit. Forget about jobs. Forget about getting jobs. They're gonna get minority preference too. You won't friggin' see a job. The only job, you won't even get cleaning shit. You won't even get that kind of a job. They friggin' underbidded all the jobs now. A lot of them are plumbers, electricians. I see them, they hooked up a lift for this other guy I was with for $100, which another electrician would charge $500. They're gonna friggin' destroy whatever little we got left. It's gonna be gone. 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 I was right, Obama. I told you gotta make your moves now. You can get away with anything. The American people won't say shit because they're too busy trying to save their friggin'. They're all friggin' buying up gold, silver. All right, everybody's trying to buy up this, that. Well, nobody's doing nothing. Nobody's organizing. Like my rage video, gone unheard. Listen to it now. Listen to my rage video now. Tell me I was wrong over a year ago. 38,000. It's been stuck at 38,000. The only reason why it went to 38,000 because it was on the Jeff Friends. He ain't putting my videos up. None of these people want to put my videos up. Why? Because they're rich. They have friggin' money. They don't want to lose that money. Well, you rich people out there, what's your bank account's worth now? You had 1 million. Okay, now they're lucky if they're worth 200,000. What could you buy 10 years ago, 1 million? What can you buy today for 1 million? Now they're gonna bail out friggin' overseas. What do you think? We're gonna bail them out. Britain's gonna bail them out. It's total collapse to euro. This is all the new world order. Their plan. And right now what they start to do is start strangling the people. Start strangling them. Like I told you, it's like a frog. You put it in cold water. You slowly bring up the temperature. The friggin' frog don't feel it. It ends up friggin' burning to death. Instead of jumping out, it won't. It won't act. It won't do nothing. It'll endure the heat till it kills them. Same thing Obama's doing to the American people. The same thing these New World Order people are doing to us. Now Glenn's back to come right out and friggin' saying he's a friggin' dictator. And our generals sit there and do nothing. They do not protect the Constitution. So you guys are no friggin' good friggin' cowards. You're not only your friggin' cowards. If I friggin' see one of you son of a bitches, I'm gonna rip, if you're in uniform, I'm gonna rip those things off your chest. All those things said that you did. Protection against the Constitution, my ass. You should be protecting the Constitution, the right of the people, we the people. Again, everybody wants communism. Everybody wants socialism. We all want to be the same, like Russia, like China. Yeah, you can only have 2 kids. All right, and then they do what they want with you. If they want you to be a carpenter, you're a carpenter. If they want you to be a mechanic, you're a mechanic. If they want you to friggin' shine shoes, clean toilets, that's what you'll be. They dictate to you, like Obama dictates to us. Do you have any idea what 40 million people are gonna do to the workforce in this country? The cities and states are already broke. They're gonna come and people are gonna say, I've been here 5 years. My cousin's been here 5 years. Their cousin's gonna say, well, yeah, he's been here 5 years. You don't know. So when you just say okay to the kids, all right, the bill don't read fine print any of that. You're gonna say okay to their family, their parents, everything. You gotta say okay to their friggin' kids. The truck driver didn't even move over for me. He'd rather run me over, the bastard. You gotta say okay to your their families, their mothers, their sisters, their uncles. It's collapse time, people. It's coming now. It's inevitable. The wall has come tumbling down. It's gonna start falling apart now. Cities and towns, highways won't be fixed. Services, blackouts. You're going to start seeing all this stuff. You're going to start seeing ration of gas. You're going to start seeing all food rations, everything. Because everybody's going to jump on the friggin' government's bandwagon. Who's going to supply all the food? Who's going to supply all this money to the illegals? Oh, like I told you, it's like people, they keep jumping in the boat. Eventually it'll capsize or sink. I think it's going to capsize, and then everybody's going to slowly drown. All right? Instead of friggin' just sinking and ending it real quick, it ain't going to go like that. It's going to slowly go. Obama ain't done. He's destroying this country. You people are going to find this out. He is not our friend. Now all these illegals are going to vote for him. He just made them all legal. So that's 40 million friggin' votes he's getting. Their aunts, their uncles are all gonna go down there, registered or not, they're gonna okay to vote. What do you think, it's that easy to make sure everybody's who they say they are? That's why they want nobody showing their licenses, or their driver's license or nothing. What do you think, he was stupid? He went after every state to try to pass a law? Oh, it's friggin' total chaos is gonna be. They go around, these people, they come in here, they work for next to nothing because they live like in one room or with 5 other families, and they endure that. And they all pool their money, and then they'll buy something, and then they'll all move into it. And the Americans are so used to living like human beings. You won't be living like human beings pretty soon, people. You're gonna be out in the street like I was. They ain't gonna give you a voucher to go to a motel, hotel. They're gonna tell you what they told me. Go to a friggin' shelter. And the shelters for friggin' 20 years have been filled up every night. If you don't get there early, they sleep on the floor. They sleep in the bathrooms. All right, there is not enough shelters. You're gonna see people living in the streets. You're gonna see the collapse. That's why I see all those command things, because they're getting ready for the collapse. Obama knows what's up. He knows what he's gonna do to this country. He got the troops all set. He's right, once the friggin' thing falls apart, he sends in the troops, takes control of those cities. Now they're under his law. Let me see if he's
in Queens coaches. I'm just like everyone else in your gated neighborhood. It's we of course take these motor coaches to shuttle between dressage. Look at it.
See, you know, Glenn Beck Hoopin Hall is right. You know, all right, he's a dictator. Why don't you, Glenn, if you're listening, why don't you just get organized people to file friggin' petition to friggin' impeach this guy? Why don't you start talking like that? No, he won't talk like that, will he? He just did it. The hell with the Senate, the Congress. He don't care. He just does what he wants. And our generals, I don't know how our Secret Service, which they're all communists, even allow this. This is treason against the Constitution, against the American people. It's a criminal act against the American people, against the Constitution. It's an outright crime what he's done. People didn't say okay to this. It's the taxpayers that are gonna pay for these people. Where's that money gonna come from? We can barely survive now. Put that extra burden on you, it's gonna crack America. I told you this country's gonna shake. It's gonna friggin' shake. He just made a big shake, and believe me when I tell you, people, this is the Achilles heel. I've been saying it friggin' for the last 2 years I've been on YouTube. And nobody seems, corporations won't mean nothing. Friggin' money won't mean anything. It's all gonna crash now. All the states are broke. Do you understand, people? They're barely making meat now. Most of them are in debt $4 billion. The average state is in debt $4 billion, $5 billion. They're in debt. They're using lottery, casinos to try to make up the money. The scratch tickets, right? People friggin' laughing at it, right? Usually when you get to buy a $10 ticket, you get $20 if you win. You're giving you $15. They cut the friggin' winnings down on them. There's less winners in it to make up the difference. The highways are going unfixed. They're only fixing them when they're real, real bad. You see what I mean? It's already happening, and these are all the states. Friggin' California is overrun by friggin' drug lords. Arizona's overrun by drug lords. You just said 5 bodies in Texas, hanging them up. They're taking control of the police departments they already have. And this is gonna move up because the gangs, Obama don't care. He's gonna let the gangs have free reign. He ain't gonna send the FBI in. He ain't sending the FBI in friggin' like they did to the friggin' Italians. Yeah, when they went after the friggin' with the RICO. That's what took the bike gangs down, that's what took the Italians down, was the RICO law. They took everything. You think he's going after the friggin' drug cartel? Nobody's gonna leave him alone. Till the friggin' states are begging, like the lady in Arizona was friggin' bullshit at him because he don't give a shit who dies over there. People getting friggin' kidnapped, getting sent to ATMs, forcing them to drain their bank accounts. They're holding people in Arizona, and if they know people got money, they got people in banks and shit. Who's got money, who doesn't got money? They're kidnapping their kids. This is happening all over Arizona, New Mexico, California now. All right, but you ain't gonna hear any of that because of the friggin' news media, the lying bastard whores that they are. They're all douchebags. That's exactly what they are. The Fox, the NBC, CNN. They're all friggin' douchebags. And they friggin' sold out to the highest friggin' bidder. Friggin' douchebags. You're listening, you're nothing but friggin' douchebags. You're no different than a friggin' murderer. Because you're direct cause of people dying. Your news media with your friggin' lies. You're friggin' directly responsible for the deaths of American innocent people. For the lies you get. Yeah, if they go to try to speak out, they're fired. When I saw in hell, now I know why Jesus gave me that sight of hell. Now I know why. Because everything has to do with everything. And by me watching all this stuff, what would plague my heart so bad is, Jesus, these people are getting away with it. They're getting away with it. Can I do something? I want to do something. I know where they're going. Oh, do I know where they're going? And let me tell you, all you people on Fox, if you're listening, you better pass this. You better pass this on to you. You're thinking, oh, I see the lady on friggin' the morning news there. She's there till 9 o'clock, right? She was Miss America one time. You think you're gonna skate, you wear that friggin' cross on your chest, I see all the time. You think you're gonna skate, sweetheart, you're going right to friggin' hell, is where you're going. Because you should step down and start speaking out. But you won't do that, sweetheart, because you like your friggin' job. You like your police. You should hear them talk about the police. The friggin' they passed a new law that if the police enter your friggin' house and they have no right being there, you can shoot the son of a bitches down. And they're over there, oh, they're the police. Why? What? There's not crooked police out there. There's not bad police. They're friggin' human beings. We give them a friggin' badge. Douchebags is all you friggin' are. Douchebags. You should be speaking out. Men, women, and children right now are being killed, are being friggin' raped, murdered. It's friggin' all those surrounding it. It's moving up to Alabama. You heard Glenn Beck talk about it. But all you people like this shit, don't you? You think it ain't gonna touch you, huh? You friggin' people sit up there, well, we like the peace, because they go home to their $1 million friggin' home, and they got their own friggin' police departments protecting them. Now let's see when you're gonna start getting to work, and somebody spots you, a drug cartel member, spots you, you're gonna need bodyguards soon to protect your friggin' sorry asses. Because that makes you a target. The more these gangs move in, anybody with money, it makes you a friggin' target. Friggin' guy writes to me, all right, they build friggin' bulletproof cars and stuff. They can't keep building it. They keep building wing after wing after wing. He says he's around the clock. They can't get enough guys to build the friggin' orders they have worldwide. It's already starting, people. It's already starting. I told you, but nobody gives a shit. long as it doesn't affect me, well, soon it will. Soon it will. Soon it will. How's this? Oh. Everybody's putting their boats in the water. They're gonna friggin' need them. How do you think all the command things are coming up? You see them, things you never saw before, command posts everywhere. Obama, the taxpayers, people paid for all this. With 9/11, that was the start to dump trillions of dollars into a friggin' army that friggin' Bush started. And Obama has been nursing, adding more and more government, people that will obey his friggin' orders, his dictatorial orders. If I said that right. Dictator, there you are, Obama. Obama, you could friggin' imprison half the United States. I don't think they give a shit. You know what they would say to you if you did that? Well, I'm an American citizen. You can't do this under the Constitution. There is no Constitution, people. It's outdated. It's gone now. People like Harry Reid call me old fart, and like you look at the Supreme Court we got, all friggin' dying. They had to be held up. People had to prop them up so they could take a friggin' picture of them. And when do you friggin' look at people say, listen, is it in time to let a young guy get in there that's got a sharp brain? They put these old bastards up there, all hardcore farts, and they do shit. It all pisses me off. You know why? All this shit could have been avoided. Everything could have been avoided if the people spoke out, but nobody's speaking out. Everybody should not go along with that, because that was friggin' dictated to us, and that's unconstitutional, unlawful, and he broke the friggin' law. But the FBI, go arrest Obama. He just broke the friggin' law. But that's okay, right? But you guys will put on that friggin' badge of yours, all right, and you'll go out and you'll arrest other criminals, right? All of the criminals you arrested, it's null and void now, because he's breaking the law. If the president can break the law, then everybody else can. The law does not exist then. Only Obama's law exists now. But none of you people see that either. I'm doing YouTube. I'm doing this video. How much can I do? You think if I was a multi-millionaire, I would let half this shit happen? I'd have a campaign going almost immediately. Almost immediately. I'd have a friggin' team of lawyers hired right away. Right away. Hitting the friggin' justice system. Hitting the judge. Hear that? Kill a friggin' they kill our own. They friggin' sell guns to the cartel. They let it happen? I mean, how friggin' stupid, because what happened was, one blew the whistle, all right, because one of his friends died, all right, they wanted to blame it on the guy went to them, he said, listen, I got an order for 2,000 guns, all right, to the ATF. So they said, no, let the seal happen. They were going to blame it on him, use him as a scapegoat. See these guys, the freaking Obama's going to say, see these guys, they're selling freaking guns to the cartel. We can't have this anymore. Let's outlaw guns. What do you think he wants? He's going after that next. He'll go after that with a vengeance. He'll just come right out and say, guns are outlawed. Period. Who's going to say anything? 40 million illegals, what they know, they'll come now and they won't stop. When they hear amnesty, they will come. Oh, my kid's been here for 4 or 5 years. And they'll have 100 people to swear to it. It'll be friggin' pandemonium, people. Pandemonium is coming our way. They'll come in planes. They'll come in boats. It will be an invasion. We got an invasion now, but it'll be beyond your imagination. You'll see them sleeping in the streets, setting up tents. I'm telling you, people. You haven't seen nothing yet. days of driving a nice car and all having a nice bank account, having job security is now over. The La Raza said, we won't fire a shot. La Raza, when I talked to one of them in La Raza, he says, we're going to come. He goes, we have vans. We set them up. We send them to welfare. Everything. California owes. Christ, it's almost $1 trillion now California owns. California alone. Where is all that money coming? This state here owns $4 or $5 billion. Where's all that? Most of the states are all broke. Yeah, the other kid sends me the corner. The land they gave China is the most beautifulest land that we have in this friggin' country. And we give it to them friggin' commie sons of bitches. Gave it to a military regime, a military that's hated us since World War II and only used us to fight the Japanese. We should friggin' get the Japanese to fight them again. They were efficient, the Japanese. Killed a friggin' 500,000 of them in a couple of months because of that friggin' Dooley, what was his name? Dooley? They bombed Japan. They killed 500,000 of them. They went to friggin' town to town, men, women, and children, wiped them all out. But you people don't know history. History always repeats itself. We have been conquered. Our military is in control of this guy. Now we got friggin' choppers. I mean, going in there, we got friggin' weapons we're gonna give to Syria. Who the frick does Obama think he is? Why do we have to get involved in any of their fights? He has the Brotherhood come to the White House. You people forgot Jesus. Yeah, forget about Jesus. It's a bad word. You haven't seen nothing yet. It's good. Pretty soon it will be a crime to say Jesus. And in the Arab countries, the Muslim countries, you say Jesus, you'll be arrested. And friggin' either your head chopped up or you'll be in prison. Do you know that? They're friggin' killing Christians there. They're friggin' burning churches over there now that they're taking over. First thing they do in Syria is they went right after the Christians. And you people don't even care about that. I don't know where it ends. It's almost absurd now. It's almost absurd. Are you people that afraid? You know, the more illegals come in, the more there's no way you can organize. Because your neighbor, you're so much of a son of a bitch to each other that you don't even know your next door neighbor. You don't want to be bonded. You're all gonna wake up one morning and the lights are gonna go out. And they ain't gonna go back on, people. They ain't gonna go back on. Everybody's gonna sit there waiting. Gee, the lights ain't on. It's friggin' 4 days now. I'm running out of food. The stores are all empty. No gas. You're all gonna be stuck in your friggin' homes. Nobody's organized. Nowhere to go. You're gonna have gangs looting houses after houses. All right, taking what they got. Taking if the girls pretty, they take them. Use them as friggin' currency. This is what's coming, people. You don't see any of this. You think you're untouchable. What do you think is gonna save you? Our military? Our military? Yeah, right. Get the UN here. They'll friggin' kill it. They'll wipe our guys out. They'll go right on the bases and wipe everybody out like that friggin' guy did. Kill friggin' 30-something people just like that. He did it with friggin' 2 pistols. Imagine a friggin' one of those with a machine gun. They'll wipe them all out because they don't get access to the guns. Guns are all locked up in a vault. What do you think? Obama's gonna let them get access to guns? No, they don't trust Americans. Like when they were over in Afghanistan, when the friggin' that asshole that runs the army and shit went over there. They didn't trust our own guys with guns. They let the British have their guns, but our guys had to lock up the guns. They had to go into the place unarmed in a war zone. That's what the Obama thinks of our guys. He don't love our guys. He hates us. And you're gonna find that out soon now, sooner than later, people. I figure a couple of months you're gonna start seeing some friggin' fireworks. That okay, now you're gonna see people, jobs, it's bad enough that everything's going up and nothing on the hourly rates going up because of all the illegals that are here. That's now okay to that. It's going to drive the wage so low that people won't even be able to support their family. Everybody will head for welfare. And then the states can't handle the welfare. And then it'll all start coming tumbling down, people. People will hear, I see stores going up. 1 month there's a business there, next month there's no business there. It's American stores, always American stores. I see a legal store going up, all right? They're still there. I see an American store, American worker go up, it's not there. Unless it's a corporation. It's a big friggin' corporation. Because they could afford, they open up in every area, so they could afford 10 stores losing money. All right, they use them as write-off for their other 1,000 stores that they have. See what I mean, people? Just put it together. It's the sense. There's no friggin' sense anymore to you, talking to you people.
This is a really big problem. They're just arresting people. Because if you try to move money across borders, they're actually put in place now a way for them to close all of their borders because money is going to...
They're taking all their money out of the banks over in Europe.
They already just had bank holidays. They're going to have some more runs on the banks. That's what they're talking about. Niall Ferguson says that runs on the banks, a major event he believes is happening next week.
It's already crashed, the euro.
Major event next week.
It's already gone.
Banks, are you prepared?
New World Order did that.
Do you have cash? What happens if you, if the
they can't print their own money?
What happens? Where do you have your money? In your 401k? What happens if there's a stock market crash? May I suggest that you at least consider gold or silver, see if it's right for you.
Gold or silver? Who the frickin' buy it at that price?
Find out if it's right for you.
Hey, he updated his commercial. They're friggin' looting up there. They're friggin' rioting over in Europe. It was Spain, Italy, friggin' Ireland, all of the ones that are on the euro. It's crashed. Everybody's pulling their money out. No one trusting the bank. You understand? It's over there. It's over. Now it's up to Britain and the United States to bail them out. Well, they'll go to China. Just ask China. China will friggin' go because they'll buy up some property there too with our dollars. They're buying up the oil, they're buying up everything. See, they filled all their tanks with all the oil they're ever gonna use. That's why the oil's coming down. So New World Order's got friggin' whatever tanks that they made underground, they're all filled to the brim. They probably have all the metal they're gonna friggin' need. All right, so you start seeing things tumble down. All right, and then everything, you know, now it's the people like us that are running. I think it's the people like us now that are running to buy what we can. That's why it's $1,400. China tried to buy up friggin' half the whole world's friggin' food in one shot. Huh? If they do that, there'd be no food for us. One shot, they wanted to buy it all up. And that don't affect you people. Now they're building a city in a state. They're building their city in our state. Idaho. The best land. That's why Obama's already got it all broken up. He's got America all broken up into certain pieces and everything now. Hey, this one will get this one. It's already being broken up. You people don't even see it. You're going to wake up one day and it's going to be pandemonium. And they're going to sit back, New World Order, and they're going to let us kill each other. Kill each other. There'll be friggin' death and carnage everywhere. And then when things start subsiding a little bit, then they're going with the predators and kill what other resistance there. The gangs that formed, the military that formed, they'll kill them all up and then they'll just sweep it all up. They'll have the sweep up squad. This is coming to them. This is, why do I say it's coming? It's here. It's friggin' here now. But you people all like this stuff, right? You don't think this is gonna happen. Your friggin' mind, everything in your mind, your heart and soul, and everything you brought up when you saw when this country, this can possibly happen here. Well, it is happening here. I hear this shit, man. He just does what he wants. Just does what he wants, Obama. It's over, people. It's over. He just did it with the illegals. I told you it was Achilles' heel. No one expected it. But I did, because I knew what he was going to do. I knew what he was going to do a year ago, just to get into office. I told you, he's going to get into office whether you like it or not. If you're listening, what's his name? Romney. Yeah, Romney. If you listen, yeah, large iced coffee, light cream, 1 sugar, and a turbo shot. Yeah. That free donut would be nice. Jelly if you got one. All right. They know me, yeah. Romney, if you're listening, you don't got a friggin' prayer now. He just dropped the friggin' bomb on you. You better do something about it, I'm telling you right now. And I don't think you'll say anything. You'll make a deal with them. You will. I work for this money, people, so I pay for this coffee. I work for it. Just to let you know. I work real hard. I pay for this coffee. Look what it costs for this cup of coffee I'm getting. Where do you see it? It's almost $4 for this coffee. Because they put espresso in it. I need a little bit of a boost to get me going. I get the comments there. They'll stop smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee. That's all I do. I don't go out. I don't go anywhere. I don't buy nothing for myself. Not one dime I ever used that was donated to me, I ever used for buying a luxury. No, one friggin' dime. And I gave like 1/3 of it away. How you doing, sweetie? Thank you so much. Whoops. That's good. Thank you, all right? Give him a $1 tip. 103. 103 change. I give it to them. They got minimum wage. They can't even own a car, these kids. Friggin' car. Now they ain't gonna have, that job is gonna be worth its weight in gold. Now, a Dunkin' Donuts job will be worth its weight in gold. They'll be standing in line for those jobs now. Mechanic job, forget about it. Friggin' any guy coming out of those schools, forget about you getting a job and getting 20, 25 an hour. That ain't gonna happen. It's gonna go to the illegals. It's gonna work for 15 an hour. But once they get into the job and they take over the friggin' job, right, they'll own the business eventually. Americans need not apply. I don't mean to bring any kind of remorse against illegals. There are a lot of innocent, hard-working people that want a better life for themselves. That I get. But what about my kid? So my kid should suffer, go it out, right? When the only job that he can get is join the friggin' military and friggin' die for nothing. That's the plans they got. Do you know it's over 900,000 wounded Americans that come back in the last 10 years? Do you know what that's costing this country? For, you know, getting friggin' arms made, head wounds, psychological damage. You have any idea what that's costing us? Kill Americans, kill Americans. Kill as many young kids as we can kill. Kill as many Americans as we can friggin' kill. Make them friggin' suffer. Well, you people are gonna find out what suffering really is soon. Your bank accounts ain't gonna be worth shit in 6 months from now. Not even 6 months from now. It won't be worth a friggin' dime. You can get all your friggin' money, you can roll it on a friggin' roll, and then you can put it in your toilet, because that's the only paper you're gonna get to wipe your ass wet. No, use it to light fires to keep yourself warm, because there's gonna be so much of it. You people don't care. I ain't seeing this country fall apart like it's doing, and no one doing nothing. Well, if you people are not willing to save it, well, damn yous. Damn yous all to friggin' hell, because that's where a lot of you people are going. Right to hell, and I know all about hell. I've been there 3 times. Every time it was different. One more extreme to the next extreme. You don't think it can be worse, and then you see something worse. Oh, the little people come for you. See, when you're dying, they come. They come, Satan. He came personally for me. Why? YouTube. What do you think? YouTube. YouTube is becoming a monster. A monster. YouTube is it. The thing. It's bigger than Facebook. It's getting bigger. It'll be bigger than all of them. It's worldwide YouTube. Realize how powerful YouTube is, people. Use it for as long as we can, because he's going to shut it down. Or it's going to be censored so bad, or like it's already censored now, it'll be censored so bad, all right, that they won't be ever even present a YouTube. It'll be like commentaries, or it'll be like somebody putting something up on instructions, or family pictures, like when it'll go right back to where it was before, what it started out to be. It was families showing pictures of each other. Welcome to the New World Order, people. I hope you friggin' like it. Now you gotta live in it. I know how to survive in the worst of times. I know how to survive in gun battles. I've been in gun battles. I know how to survive in those things. Do you? Do you people know how to survive in those things? Do you? When you're getting shot at? Or you're in a situation you can't get out of? Or you're watching your family members die in front of you? Raped, killed, murdered in front of you? Is this what you're waiting for? Well, this is what's coming. This is what you're gonna get. Lately, I haven't been feeling good. Toward all that smoking. Is that a mark on the lens? Yeah. Sorry, people. Let's try this again. This camera's on its way out. Well, I can get it repaired, I guess, you know? So that's a good thing. There we go. I think I got it. It stays with the camera. I'll tell you one thing. After driving this hybrid for a while, it's definitely the answer to the gas crisis, that's for sure. I like my Lincoln, though, it rides better than this friggin' thing. My back hurts me in it. It's friggin' raining out. Hate rain. Oh, why is my stomach starting now? Jesus, fix the damn hole. I mean, they know it's there. These highways are not getting fixed. They're doing it. I've been driving on the highway, right? I spent my life on the highway. You know, driving cars. And I know when things are not right. Do you believe we're losing contracts to the Chinese? They got actually construction crews here. They're doing the bridges. We're pleasing them by giving them, well, it's more like 300 square miles in Idaho that they got. They're building a city there. They're gonna build a city there. They can launch any attack they want from there. They'll have their own airport, everything. They won't pay any taxes. It'll be sovereign territory. In other words, it'll be China. China Muslims, they're putting their flag up, so basically they conquered America, is what that's saying. But it doesn't bother you. I was getting cold cuts yesterday. So all of a sudden, I got the Holy Spirit descended on me, you know, in a cute way. Said, Joe, do your thing. That's what I felt. I didn't hear voices or any of that shit, right? Do your thing, you know, that's what I felt. So I started talking about the trade center. They were blown. We got no more Constitution, and everything just flew out. Like, it was perfect. And when I turned around, there was like about 10 people waiting to get cold cuts. They were like this. And I go, I got friends of mine that are coming out of the service that can't wait to get the hell out of there because they know what's coming down. So everybody was waiting for, like, what's next? Yeah, I'll have a large iced coffee, light cream, 1 sugar. That's it there. You know, they were like, what's next? Like, we want to know more. like we don't know. And then I go, the funniest thing is, I says, people, right, don't even know what's going on. People don't even know what's going on. I go to news media. I go, people actually believe all that stuff on CNN, NBC, Fox. They actually believe it. It's all a lie. Freaking cities are starting to crack, people. Everything is starting to shake now. You're gonna see. I'm getting back to the highways. They're getting worse and worse and worse. You see them doing work. You know what I mean? But they're doing what they have to do. Where it's getting. I hit on 128. There's a bend. Okay, the speed limit's 55 on that road. Everybody goes a little faster. I hit right where the lane is, on the left lane, where the white lines are. So I guess a lot of cars dip in, hit that fast, and they wear the tire. You know, the tire wears right there. You know, a lot of pressure when cars come around 70, 80 miles an hour there.
256.
Thank you, Dan. Here, put it in for the kids here. All right. Thank you, Dan. You know, so they eat it up. They eat that road up. You know what I mean? You know, trucks, the weight, you know, it pushes down. It burns. I hit that. I thought I blew a tire. I was doing like 70, 80. I thought I blew a friggin' tire, man. I pull over. Now, if a bike hits that, they're in trouble. I told my son, he drives his mom. Mom got a motorcycle, you know. I said, Joe, you got to be a lot more careful on a bike, man. You know, debris. They ain't cleaning the sides of the highway now. No more. You see, they're only doing what they have to do. Can you do me a favor? Can you make that a little lighter? Put more cream in it? Thank you, dear. There's one sugar in that, right? Is it? Yeah. I go through this. They're doing 2 jobs at one time. Is there one sugar in there? Yeah, okay. I get a kick out of watching you people do 2 jobs. One person doing 2 jobs. It's not fair, though. It's not right. It's the way the money should be more. You know, it's wrong. It's outright wrong. They make millions of dollars, these people, and they make people do 2 jobs. It's not right. McDonald's, you hear me? Make these people, they're answering calls and filling the orders. It shouldn't be like that. One person should be answering the orders while the other one seek for friggin' minimum wage. See how corporations are? They're nothing but heartless bastards. All the corporations we have here. It's a sad. It was sad. We only have a few good corporations. Corporations used to think of the people, because a lot of corporation people were good Christians. Now, all you got is Satan worshippers. Basically, you want to draw it out, people. Don't get confused by all these Zionists and all this shit. It'll only confuse you. The left, right wing, this, that. It's Satan behind everything, controlling everything. All right? He has a whole bunch of corporations, Satan. He owns the world right now. Like that Stop crew. You know what I mean? They ruined something that I relied on very deeply. It helped me tremendously. Now I cannot, no way, do a video. I can no way put up videos every friggin' 2 days like I was doing. I can't do that no more. I have to friggin' make money. I have to. I have to find a place to live. And I'm having a hard time getting a place. Unless I want to move way out somewhere, and then it costs me a lot of money for gas. You know, I don't want to be away from my family. I don't care where I live, really, but I don't want to be away from my family. My ex-wife has 11 kids. They got 200 grandkids. I mean, they got a big family here. My son ain't gonna leave all that, you know, to go live some faraway place where they're gonna friggin' cost them a fortune in gas to get to and from. I don't want any of them to be in the cities. But what am I gonna do? It's the way it is. The only thing I can do is ask Jesus and God to watch over me. Don't do that, asshole. Fucking moron. I'll run you right off the road, you son of a bitch. Pull right in front of me. I'm on the friggin' highway, you son of a bitch. I'm doing 50. He had to get out. He had to squeeze out. So I just kept going. I hit him. He pulled over. I was going to slam right into him. I don't care. That's what's going on in this world. No one gives a shit. I hear it all the time. No one gives a shit. That's all it does is rain now here. See, people, misery loves company. See, stop crew. There's a person that wants to make somebody's life more miserable than it already is. He gets off on that, or they get off on that. See, that's the world we live in. I could talk and say the most beautifulest things in the world. They ain't gonna matter to people like that. You know, he'll have it. The stop crew. They'll have their day in hell, where I was. Where the little people, they're the first things to come. They're at your ankles, and they tap on your leg, and you think you're not dead. You think nothing's going on, and then you look down. You see this little person with fangs and friggin' claws, and they dig it right into you to get your attention. You feel excruciating pain, and then they start crawling all over you. They consume you, and then the bugs come. The bugs, they're the worst. They're the worst. They come. They don't know. That's where they're going. They can scream till they're blue in the face. Ain't nothing gonna help them because of what they just done to my station. Probably a lot more others like me that they done it. Anybody that talks the name of Jesus. I mean, if I could work it. You know, when I get on the Commons, people, it's 6 hours. It's always I look at the clock. I get in at say 7 or 8. And by the time I get done on it, it's 8 or 9. It's 11 or 12. You know, and then I got to get up at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. You know, it's tiring. You know, I want to come home. I just want to unwind. I want to watch a little TV, a little comedy. I like watching comedy. You know, I like comedy. It makes me laugh. It puts me in a good state of mind. That's not even fun anymore. I gotta get here in this car. I'm claustrophobic, and when I feel there's no air, that's probably from my asthma all the years I had it. I don't got it no more. I still can't breathe. That cigarette smoking. Do you know what Hitler did, people? I'm really not with it today, so forgive me if I'm not with it. Hitler went into Egypt, right? And they friggin' were digging up everything. They were grabbing people to find out. They were looking for hidden weapons. Okay, Hitler knew that there were prior civilizations to us. Like, man didn't come from a friggin' cave. All right? There was civilizations here of different races of people that were here before us. All people just like us that were here prior to this. He went after all the weapons that were made, okay, because the world was destroyed. Noah's Ark. The whole world was covered in water, all over the world. They found that hammer in Texas, embedded in stone. All right, they predated to a certain, 4,000 or 5,000 years ago because of what the carbon data was on it and what was in the metal when it was forged. You know, it was forged prior. That battery they found out in the desert there, dry cell battery, 1 million years old. See, there was civilization. Look at the pyramids. Look at the rocks. Freaking 100-ton rock. I mean, can't get a friggin' needle in it. A friggin' needle you couldn't get in it. You know, where it's laid down, then it's melted together. All these things were here prior to us. You know, we have, you know, Hitler wanted a space technology. He wanted all that. It would have been, you know, he still didn't lose Hitler because the SS was so efficient, right, that people wanted to know how efficient they were, so we grabbed a few of those guys, and out comes the CIA. Why are you jamming your brakes on, asshole? I don't know, I should have stayed home today because I don't feel good, but I gotta do something. You know, we got moon bases, people. We really do. We have friggin' things set up on Mars. There's a friggin', I mean, you know, if you know, let me explain something to you, people. In World War II, we created the atomic weapon, all right? Now, evidently, we knew something about something back then. We didn't have no computers. We had some brilliant minds. All right, but something came to these people and something they found out about something, which led to the nuclear arsenals. You know, something we shouldn't have gotten back then. No way we should, but look what we were doing back then, too. Now, we've had weapons all along, high-tech weapons, and we're always improving on our weapons to keep the edge against other countries. You know, we'll improve it. Now, you know when the military has something, and when the governments have something, when they don't go anywhere, when they become stagnant. All right, stagnant, meaning we still got the M16. They're finally kind of phasing it out a little bit and updating it, and okay, still got tanks, still got this, still got that, still got all these weapons we've had for like 50 or 60 years. Shouldn't we have something more advanced? All right, we got a fighter jet, okay? Yeah, we got fighter jets that are really advanced. All right, you know, like the Raptor, which I think China already got, you know. But we're still flying jet planes. You know, we've had the jet engine, how long? 50, 60 years? Now you're telling me a computer that punches out 700,000 trillion calculations per second, they can't think of something different, like anti-grav ships, huh? Or slow down time, portals and all this stuff, they don't have it? Of course they got all of it. It's just that anything like that, they're gonna withhold it from you. Friggin', there's a cure for friggin' AIDS. They're gonna hold that from you too. Very simple to cure from AIDS. See, you get two pieces of silver. Well, you'll have to make the water because they took it off the shelf, the drug company. And this is how they're curing people in Africa. It's gotta be 9999 pure silver. Put it in water, electrical charge on 1, 2, phone current, and then particles of the silver dissolves into the water. Silver's not non-toxic to the human body. You know what I mean? But it kills pathogens, it kills viruses. And viruses can't withstand it. Then you drink the water, gets into your bloodstream. Then you put an electrical charge on both of your arms, okay? And what that does is kills all the viruses in your body. It kills friggin' AIDS dead. Hep, C's, kills them all dead. Fact. How many people have died of AIDS? They don't give a shit. What does that say? Oh. How many people have died of AIDS? And they don't give a shit. Heartless bastards. Like, we really need another one next to cancer, right? But they ain't gonna tell you any of that stuff. I've talked with people that had a month to live. I gave it to them. Told them what to do. They can't thank me enough. And it was given to me by somebody freely, too. They can't thank me enough. Friggin', We have technology that'll totally blow your mind. See, the government's right. If you look at the tank, we still got an armored tank. You know, what do we need an armored tank for? Why? We're past that, right? We can basically take out anything without a tank, right? The Predators, friggin', those things right there speak. You don't need soldiers anymore. You just need the soldiers to do the cleanup. That's it. Don't need nothing no more. You can clear an area with just those little friggin' Predator drones. They could do all the same thing. What do you need friggin' tanks for? What do you need troop carriers for? What? Oh man, don't tell me this. Are you shitting me? It's getting harder and harder to climb up here. I don't know why I took this way. There's always an accident on it. 128. Oh, it just happened. It just happened. The accident just happened. Let me see if we can catch it. Just happened. There we go. I don't want to hit a button. I'm always hitting fucking buttons. Let's see what happened here, people. I don't know what happened yet. All right. But everybody just jammed their brakes right here. They just did this side of the road, I think. No. Yeah, they did this side of the road. Oh, it's just people freaking going too fast. It was everybody jamming their brakes on one second at one time. That's why. My stomach is really giving me a hard time. I got Rolex in here. I keep all the things in here. Rolex. I needed one. My stomach never bothers me. Oh, more traffic. All the way up. I gotta take the exit. Yeah, son of... I think they're messing with a lot of shit. Yeah. They're messing with time, people. They're messing with time. Because the reason why I say that, certain things have already should have happened. When they say the Bible's a living Bible, it is a living Bible. I believe a lot of stuff in the Bible, but I also believe there's going to be people going to be misled by the Bible. You know, it's actually a living Bible, and it actually lives. This thing is actually it's actually alive, the Bible. Can you understand that, people? You could look in that Bible at a given moment in a time of your life and say, wow, I didn't see that in there. Oh, wow, that's exactly what I needed. See, that's a living Bible. I'm going to take the next exit. I'll be on this road forever. Traffic all the time now. What time is it? You can see I'm in stopping traffic. What time is it? 10:41. It's not even 12 o'clock. And the whole roads are all backed up. Now, one thing happens. Lights go out in one area. You know what it's going to be like? I don't like orange. You do the job, though. I just don't like it. Maybe you know, sometimes I could be really boring. But I think they're playing with all this stuff. You can't see scientists, special military scientists, right? They don't have a conscience of what they're gonna get into. Like a guy with a belief in a higher being is gonna say, I shouldn't mess with this, you know, because there could be dire consequences to this. But they don't care. Profit, money. They all want to sit back and live like kings. You know what I mean? Instead Instead of helping mankind out, they hurt it. You see a lot of the military around the world, like they still got choppers and they still got all these things. They should have a non-mechanical, basically, they should be way ahead, like anti-grav, everything should be basically anti-grav. You know, you see them the more and more in Florida, here and there. You see in spacecrafts all over the place. Even the news media is catching them. Like the one in Jerusalem, where we're laying on the spot and then shot straight up, right on Fox they showed it. Shot straight up at about 4,000 or 5,000 miles an hour in a nanosecond. In a nanosecond. They got him. But who else has him? When I seen that friggin' video, I still got it. It's still in my favorites, way behind. It's one of the first ones I put my favorite. That little friggin' guy, they call him the Grace. You could see the thing moving, blinking its eye, like that, like that. You know it ain't trick photography. You know it ain't. Who let it out? Who let it out? You know that wasn't no friggin' mannequin. You know what it is, but yet your mind is telling you another thing. Like that ain't supposed to exist. That's where your mind. So you're gonna come to the only conclusion that it's fake. It's trick photography of some sort. These are the things I think are gonna be torturing us pretty soon. It seemed harmless. It seemed harmless. The thing. It seemed harmless. That's what it seemed like to me. Just from the little instances that I saw it. It seemed like they were harmless. You know, it seemed like it wasn't, you know, if it was an adult, it seemed like more of a kid than anything to me. You know, yeah, it was an accident on there. Yeah. That's why I got off of it, an accident on that road. Yeah, ambulance coming. Yeah, they're gonna be stuck there forever. The good thing I turned around, went the other way. They got all this stuff, people. They're just not telling you about it. Then one day you're gonna wake up, the world is all starting to shake now. Obama's sitting back and he's, you know, he's slowly putting us in the, see, every day goes by, right? He keeps spending money, letting illegals in by the millions that are coming in here. He knows the damn result's gonna happen. It's gonna crash. The whole system's gonna crash. And what's gonna happen is all that's gonna be left, right, is, in other words, the whole system's gonna crash and all that's gonna be left is soldiers that he'll deploy. And you'll never get him out. He'll deploy the UN that he has here. Or he'll ask China to do his dirty work. What do you want, China? You already sold us out, Obama. So what do you want, China? I'll give you whatever you want. New York, you can have it. California, Hollywood, I'll give it whatever you want. He don't care. He'll go back to friggin' Africa. He don't have a problem with that. He used to live there. He don't have a problem with that. You see what I mean, people? You getting this? I don't think you're getting it. It won't matter. He's not from the United States. You know what I mean? He's from another country. So it doesn't matter what he does to this country. He came to this country and all he got it. All he, you know what I mean? All he went to this country for was for schooling. He don't care what happens to this country. Spoiled Americans. He looks at us like we're a bunch of spoiled, fat, rotten friggin' animals. That's what he looks at us like. He don't care about us. trying to wake you up, people, but I don't think it's going to happen. Because everybody says, okay, I see this is a car. It's got a steering wheel. This got the color's gray. That's what you see. You don't see anything else. That's what you see. That's what you see. You know what I mean? So everything you see, that's what you see. That's real, okay? I know what that is. Now, you see something strange happening. You won't know what that is. You'll look at it, and everything in your mind and in your heart will tell you different. Will tell you different. Everything in your heart and in your mind will tell you different. But yet, you'll see it before your eyes, and then when you realize that it's a creature or something, you'll die of the mere fear, like Revelation talks about, and you'll die of fear just by the mere look of it, you know, the mere sight. People's hearts will stop, people's hairs will turn gray. What it talks about in Revelation. What do you think they're talking about there? What do you think they're explaining there? Friggin', what do you think? You're gonna see a nuclear explosion? You know what a nuclear explosion is. Things are gonna happen. Everybody's friggin' lost. I told you there's power in prayer. You know, when millions of people of one faith get together and direct their prayers at one object, you don't think that's gonna, they ain't gonna change that? If everybody prayed to get rid of Obama, get him out of office, get him impeached, if everybody prayed, 1 million people prayed that, he wouldn't be impeached. He'd be impeached almost immediately. Just by the mere prayer, the power of it. What did Jesus say? You know, if you ask that mountain to move, it shall move. What's he, a liar, people? He's metaphorically speaking, but he's right. I slowed down on my smoking, people. Had to. Smoking way too much. I don't know what to say to these anymore. You know? I don't even know if this video is going up either. I canned a lot of videos, people. Because what am I going to do? Right now, I can't spend the time on that I want to spend on. I'm forced to do one thing, you know what I mean? And that's what I'm doing. I let the stop crew do whatever the frick they want. I don't really give a shit. You know? They just only made my life a little worse than what it was, but what am I going to do? Misery loves company. That's the way of this country. Nobody wants to see me get ahead, anybody get ahead. They don't want to see it. Why should I let that guy get ahead? Why should I let that guy get any money? Let him friggin' suffer. The gas is going down. What did I tell you, people? It's gonna go down. All right, then it's gonna come right back up. Boom, and it's gonna be bad. It ain't gonna stop. When it goes up again, it ain't gonna stop going up. It's gonna go up until people crack. You'll have people friggin' smashing gas tanks. You know what I mean? Just like the metals, like everybody's going nuts over metals. Why? Why are they buying up? Why is the whole world? You can't even buy a piece of copper now. That's so friggin' expensive in the stores. You can't even plumb a house with copper. It's so damn expensive now. It's almost getting like it's the cost of silver. Do you know that? That copper is becoming it's getting close to the cost of silver. I'm gonna tell you people, if you buy silver, you gotta friggin' clean up. If you get out there and start buying silver, you gotta clean up. I wish I had, I wish I had, say, about an extra $100,000. I'd dump it right on silver. Because you're gonna need it. It's the only thing that people are gonna take in coin form. Coins, they'll still take coins, you know, silver. All weighed silver and purity on it, you know. You gotta start setting up a silver thing, people. Obama and the government, they don't want you doing that. They're in total control of everything right now. Food, water, your lights in your house. He'll give an ultimatum. You want your lights on, you want food to still come, you want your food stamps. You're gonna have to do this, this, and that. Oh, that's yet to come, people. Well, all that stuff is yet to come. They got bases on the moon right now, on the other side of it. So it can't be seen by any kind of satellite or anything from where we are, unless they got it in a crater or something. Okay? And there's a rock on the moon that's highly expensive. It's practically non-existent here, but it's on the moon. And they ain't counting the metals that are on Mars. But I don't think they're doing it. Well, I still think that they're, you know, I hate to sound like a kook, but I'm not a kook. I think they got they can interportally go to certain places, like do something with time and space, and exit and take them what it takes, like 10,000 years to get to, or say it take them a year to get to. They're there in a day or a second, you know. Like Stargate, that show Stargate. How did that stay on 13 years? 10 years, I mean. They figure you're watching the actors get old. I'm over there watching it. I'm looking at these actors, you know, and then I look at a new episode, an older episode. I go, wow, this show's been on a long friggin' time. Even the actors are getting old. Get tired of doing the same thing. A lot of actors get tired of acting saying that same bullshit all the time. It's monotonous. But where are they getting all the writings from? You know? People just thinking all this stuff up. You know, that means they get, you gotta understand, it's, you know, every year writer's block, they get writer's block, you know. People gotta, you know, when you got stuff flowing into Hollywood, you know, I don't think it's writer's block people got. I think some people are seeing this shit. That's why they're writing on it and they're making money on it. They get, like, just to do an episode. They can get $100,000, $250,000, right, to $1 million a certain episode. But I know it's like $100,000 an episode just for the script for that one episode. Done. Or the idea to get that done. Then they got writers that will fill it, you know, writers that will work on what the idea was. So a lot of stuff you watch, it ain't too far from the truth. Friggin' rain. We're in friggin' June, right? And it's raining, right? Like it's April showers. See, when I was a kid, I remember the seasons. I love the seasons. I knew when April came, and all it did was rain almost the whole friggin' month of April. The seasons were always on the money. And every year you could depend on a lot of rain. And people planted their, you know, because they knew they were going to get a lot of rain. Now, we're in June, and now we're getting all rain. See, the seasons are off. So if the seasons are off, that means the planet is off. See? Somebody sent the video to me, a guy in Michigan. He went to go investigate the explosion that shook, I don't know how many, it shook a whole town, I guess, you know. Remember that dream I had, people? I did on the video that this machine was underground and it was tossing like everything, trucks, trailer track, like a whole trailer. I see trailer truck get thrown like nothing. You know, maybe there's a little battle being waged underground. Huh? Think about that, people, what I'm saying. A battle. Freaking cop. Freaking cop. I see another video on Fox this morning. Purse snappers. They're grabbing all the purses. So the friggin' truck, I guess it crashes. The police are chasing it. A little friggin' 18-month-old kid falls out of the thing. Gets thrown out of it. He's running around. Doesn't know what to do. He's falling around. It's so horrible. It's seen such a horrible thing. Friggin' cop. He don't give a shit. Purse snappers. You're friggin', you know, you're in a high-speed chase after purse snatchers. So you're willing to kill a whole friggin' family or somebody else's family for friggin' purse snatchers? Stuff in a purse can be replaced. Human life can't. Even the cops don't give a shit. They want that arrest. They're all full of that juice and vinegar. You got the friggin' radio. Just call ahead. The person's gonna cross the path. You'll get them. Okay? Things are already losing control in the cities. People getting desperate. You know, the mother of that was in that van finally did the right thing, and the cop had the gun. He was telling them to, you know, come out, or whatever the freaking cop was telling them to do. And the mother went and grabbed the little kid, you know. Finally did something right, the bitch. Took him away from gunfire, if there was gonna be any gunfire. Some guy shoots up near a hospital. See, I'm seeing more and more of these people. Look at this. Look at this. You see SUVs? These are command controls. What are they? Look at this. And then it's got these big trucks over there. That's all military, man. Why they got military over there? Look at this, Homeland Security, everything. Let me check this out. Hold on. I gotta check this out. Nah, I'm not gonna check it out. They got Humvees and everything there. And they got Broncos. I mean, not Broncos. Friggin' Yukons and stuff. Chevy trucks. Homeland Security, everything. Command bases. Nah, I gotta check it out. I gotta check it out. I don't like that. That bothers me. Oh, okay, this is a full way. Wait a minute, people. I'm gonna get this. Hold on, people. Hold on. I hate detouring. Yeah. Let's see what this is. I'm gonna see if I can get this focused in. There's one. Wait a minute now. Wait for the light. Hold on. Why are they in a restaurant? They got a command center. Why? What is this? Hold on. Might be nothing. I'm just curious of what it is. I'm gonna just do a turnaround, people. Don't tell me. Okay, she's working. All right. Farmers, Middleton Farmers. This is Homeland Security, ain't it? Management of Emergency Department, Homeland Security. Look at this. Homeland Emergency. This is Homeland Security, right? Look at that, people, huh? Just out of nowhere. Oh, friggin' trucks. Look at this, Tahoes. Look at this, huh? Georgetown Fire Department. What's going on? Look at this. This is a restaurant, mind you. All friggin' fire departments. See, they're getting ready for a disaster, people. They're getting ready for a disaster. I told you, this is the shit I'm feeling, man. See, this is a restaurant. They're all just grouping up here. All right? You got these, and this is a rich town. This town I'm in right now is a richy town. In other words, it's got money. It's all white, that's why. You know? White people used to hold the whole friggin' bag for friggin' hundreds of years. Now they don't got it no more. The friggin' Arabs got it. The oil made them so friggin' rich. In World War II, we should have kept it all. This is Middleton. And that scare you people? Just not aware. They got a friggin' command center. They got all friggin' communications, everything. They need nothing. They got generators, everything. They need nothing. All they need is gas to run them, and they probably got solar panels there too. They probably got all that too. Just set up out of nowhere, you know, and preparing with local fire departments, because something is coming. What's coming, people? The only thing I could think of, I don't know why it keeps ringing in my head, is an EM pulse. And a friend of mine, we're gonna be doing a video on, because I keep seeing 111. I see him 1 4 1s, 2 3 1s, 4 1s, 3 1s, and I gave it to this guy, and he had a lot more on it than I expected to hear from him. You know, it had something to do with the Mayan calendar, and you know, and books of libraries that were prior, that were found, or that the Vatican got a whole bunch of books. I guarantee you they got the full version of the Bible, the real full version of the Bible. You see, Jesus will thwart all that, people. But he's seeing what his people are doing. He's seeing how people protect that money that they own. Remember Lazarus, when Jesus said, why don't you come with us, Lazarus? Give up everything you own and come with us. Jesus, Lazarus loved Jesus. He loved him. He goes, I can't do that. And then Jesus said, it's easier for for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man, to give up everything he owns. And it's the same with all of us. We work for that money, we worship that money, and that money has got us. Our lifestyle has got us, and this is the part I love the most. We're running all this debt up with the Fed, and we're giving China all this kinds of money. And people, they sit back, and just so they could live the life that they're still living, they're willing to deal with that. Instead of getting rid of the Fed and issuing a new dollar, would turn everything around in this country almost overnight. People still have what they have. Like I said, my bank account said, okay, Joe, you got $1 million, right? But now you got $10. But that $10 is worth a hell of a lot more than that paper that you were carrying around. You can basically wipe your ass with our American money now. And that's all done by deliberate. That's all deliberate. They're destroying the money. The Fed just keeps the friggin' printing money, adding zeros. They're not printing the money, people. They're just adding the zeros. And China, when China's coming here, they're giving them banks, they're giving them property. All right, Obama's grabbing up all the forest parks, all the abandonment land. They're buying up everything. They're grabbing everything. And none of this stuff you see. All you people sit back and, well, there's nothing wrong. Obama's got all his people throwing people out of there, even the friggin' local cops out of there. Because they got plans for all that land. See, he's breaking up this country right now, Obama's breaking it up, selling it off to China. Russia will just come and take what they want. You know what I mean? Same with China, but China sees it's easier for them to buy it. They're selling tools, right? They're destroying the tool business in this country, right? They're selling tools for what it costs our tool guys to even buy the materials. They're giving you a finished product. And everybody is buying friggin' Chinese. Instead of people stop buying Chinese stuff, things would turn around in this country, but nobody does that either. So what's gonna happen, people? It's gonna go. It's gonna go. And there's no 12. All that money you got, all you rich people, you get your little friggin' hair done every day. You get your nails manicured every friggin' day. You get your friggin' ass polished. You get your friggin' massage. It's all gonna stop. You're gonna wake up one day, you're gonna be just like me. Surviving. Everybody's gonna go home everybody's gonna go home to save their own friggin' families. All right, things are just gonna get totally out of hand, so out of control. Police departments will be overwhelmed. Why do you think they got shit like I just showed you? They're setting up commands. The command posts are to bring troops to certain areas, to keep certain highways open, certain roads. This is an alternate road besides the highway. This is one. I'm on 114, West 114. I'm on. This is what I'm on, 114. The road next to this road is 93 North. 114th is an alternate road. Okay? They got a command post. Now what they do is now say, see this road here, chances are they can get it to, well, you basically, they would just bulldoze the guardrails and basically make a road, or just bulldoze whatever cars that are on the road. They would just bulldoze them. They'd have a bulldozer. Bulldozer push everything right out of the way. Tractor trailers, everything. You know what I mean? They'd have 4 or 5 of them, you know, just making the road. All they gotta do with a bulldozer is just keep feeding it friggin', or get tanks and just put a friggin' plow in the front of the tanks and just plow right through everything. Some certain vehicles might be a little heavy, but they won't have a problem with it. They just kick it to the side. And then they make a road. It's very simple, people. It's not hard, this stuff, for them to open up, you know, egress, or a lot of the stuff will be done by air. But whereas they took the trains we used to have adjacent to all the highways, most highways are built where the trains used to be. Like 93, all these roads where trains used to be. Because that land was already open from the 1800s when we opened it up. So it's all basically aligned. That's why they tore the tracks up, because they got diesel trucks that are doing most. But you see what I mean, people? It's all gonna go to shit real quick. They gotta have certain roads open that they know. They could set up command posts here. All right, and all they gotta do is bring in friggin' Hercules friggin' choppers that can lift friggin' tanks up, or they could just fly them in and drop them. And certain airfields or local areas that they can make an area in a nanosecond. You ever see those guys work? Those guys making, in Vietnam, they used to friggin', they'd have World War II, they used to have a field bombed every day. And inside of 3-4 hours before the planes, the bombers come back, they had it all filled in, all made again. Graded and everything. Big dozers. And then when they used to go with the Japanese, right, they couldn't get them out of their holes because they killed so many friggin' Americans, snipers and everything, right? They come out of certain holes, they had all kinds of tunnels. They used to get these big dozers. They had these big enormous dozers, my friend said, and they just would come and just dig up the land, and they would just fill everything in. And that's it. You know, that's exactly what all they have to do. They could take, Obama could take any mine company over in a nanosecond, Microsoft if it wants. It could even get freaking Gates out digging a ditch. I think. You could just get Gates out digging a ditch. Nothing he can say about it. Nothing he can do. Now the laws that they passed. But all this stuff doesn't seem to bother you people. It goes on and on and on. I mean, I could go on and on. All fact. All fact. There's another world next to this world, people, that's going on. There's a whole different world next to this world that's going on that you don't know, have the foggiest idea about. When it shuts down, people, when it goes, you gotta get to your families very quick, because then you're gonna be walking. Always keep in your car, water, food, provisions. Always keep a backpack full of provisions. I'm gonna start doing it myself. You know, it's just that the cars that I'm in, half the time I'm changing junk boxes after junk boxes. And maybe I could win this car over, you know what I mean? Maybe, you know, I'll talk to my brother-in-law. Maybe I can win this. It would be kind of nice. Own it. I don't have no title to it or nothing. It's registered, you know. That's true. I don't. It's gonna go soon, people. The reason why, another reason why I say Jesus is here, and why I feel this, because in my death experience, he was wearing Italian, beautiful Italian, sharp clothes. That's why I thought he was a landlord. I mean, who's this guy? Sharp dressing. I'm in front of my house. So I'm saying, you know, I'm in a kind of a ritzy area. People got money there. They've been there, old Yankee friggin' blood, you know, area. That's why I didn't get along too good with them. You know, they're all friggin', you know, blue bloods there, right? And I'm saying, who's this guy? Is he, you know, he looks like he's got money. He looks like he's got money. Well-dressed, Italian clothes, designer clothes. Who is Jesus telling me? He's telling me he's here. He's walking around. He knows what's going on. I open a potato chip and crackers. He's here, people. I think he's here. He knows what's going on, man. Everybody, all the people, you know, I watch my site. There's some of my videos that are really good videos, okay? And when I talk about him, I don't see them going viral. I don't see one of my videos. I watch YouTube, always kill the count on it. And then every friggin' 4 or 5 hours, they put up more, that I got 10 more. I don't know if they're holding back the count. I don't know. You know, it's almost like people don't care. They got too much going on in their lives. They're more worried about paying their own bills and surviving. That's what the New World Order wants. They want you so preoccupied with trying to survive and keep that home that you got to learn to give it to Jesus. Just say, listen, Jesus, I can't do this anymore. Let me put my life in your hand. It's one of the hardest things to do, people. His will, not yours. It's one of the hardest things to do. But who's willing to do that? Even the believers out there having a hard time, because I have a hard time with it. Not all my videos are going to be what you want, you know. It's not going to be the Holy Spirit and all this, you know. Yes, I love the Holy Spirit. I love everything about it. But it's about reality, too. What's going on around us. No one's reacting. No one's doing anything about it. Everybody thinks everything's just going to go ahead real okay. I see 128, 11 o'clock, one accident, holds the whole friggin' highway up. One friggin' accident. And you see miles and miles of traffic backed up. Now their traffic backs up down into the cities. Now the cities all get blocked up. Ambulance, police can't answer calls. How long before, say, we get hit with a power outage? That with all the people we got, all the illegals that we have here now, and all the criminals that came here from all the different countries, right? When the lights go out, what do you think all those criminals are gonna do? First thing they're gonna do is break into people's houses and grabbing whatever they got for cash, money, anything. All right, they're gonna hit every house out there, and then they're gonna form gangs, because they're criminals. Criminals think like that. Well, I could get a lot more if I team up with him. You know what I mean? And what are American people gonna do? Throw friggin' rocks at them? Most of them, where I live in Massachusetts, are you kidding me? Oh, it's a gun, he's got a gun! He's a private citizen, he's got a gun! Oh my God, we gotta call the police! That's Massachusetts people. When they see me, one time they reacted like that when I had a gun. I used to pack a gun. My business, I used to have it on my hip. I carried it in a holster. And I didn't notice my jacket had come up over it. And this was going back 25 years ago, 30 years ago. And they acted like that with it. They called the friggin' cops on me. I didn't know it was hanging out. And they called the cops on me. See? I had a permit and everything. Are you a police officer? Not a police officer. I rent the friggin' dealership. It was back then, I was working at a dealership. I had a lot of money I used to get. I was in 3 shootouts. Nobody got killed, but it wasn't nice. I left it after that. I got tired of getting shootouts. You know what I mean? It just wasn't fun. You're scared out of your mind. It's on one end you're scared, another end it's like, wow. That's why the cops like it so much when they're getting shootouts. It's a big friggin' thing. Your adrenaline's pumping. A lot of soldiers keep going back to work because the adrenaline. You see what I mean? And the biggest chance that they take is themselves getting killed. That's the biggest chance that they take. But they love the high. It's a high. The cops like the same thing. When Louisiana went down from that hurricane, was it Katrina? The cops were robbing. They let go, how many cops? 12 cops for stealing? They were grabbing all the drugs too. A lot of people made a lot of money on that. Bush stopped anything from going in there because they started shooting at the, what is it? They were shooting at, the gangs were shooting at the, what do you call it? FEMA. So as soon as they started shooting at the FEMA people, they stopped anybody from going in there. There's a tree hanging over on the guardrail here. It's been there for a week now. I'm getting a kick out of it because it's still there, hanging out into the road. And no one touches it. See, now I'm coming onto the highway here, see? See, now I'm coming on to 495. You understand? So I come off of 114 to 495. They have all those emergency crew. It's a shortcut. See, if you go 93 to 495, it's longer. But if you go 114, which was the old road, okay, to you know what I mean, to 4, you can jump onto a main road 495. And then they got all these emergency things here. Why? See, people see how I put things together. It's all one big puzzle. From what I see, I try to figure out, from what I see, the little I see, I try to figure it all out. What's going on? They're preparing. Look at that thing that happened. That guy called in a fake, the ship sinking, 23 lives, 3 dead, 20 in the water, all right? Everything was launched. Like, these guys were on the ball. They had things set up. They had a little first aid thing set right up. It was a horrible thing the guy did, but they were ready, man. Let me tell you, I'd want to friggin', you know, if something was to happen to me on the ocean, I want it to happen right there. Because it was New Jersey, it was New York, it was all together. Responded to where the area was. It's gonna rain all friggin' day. I'm getting up there late. I'm not even gonna stay here today. I gotta work out in the rain. Nothing I can do. The garage is blocked up with cars. I'm trying to show you people, it's just, God has a funny way, like I told you. Jesus can let anything happen. See, if he wants it to go tomorrow, it'll go tomorrow. All right, but Satan is on his time scale. All right, and I keep seeing 11, 11, 11, 11, speedometer 11, 11, 11. All I've been seeing for the last months on end is 11, 11. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. That's all I've been seeing. One time, I'm looking at the dashboard of a car I was looking at, right? And all the friggin' numbers. It reads 1,000,000 miles. All the numbers were 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. You know what the odds of that, for me seeing that at that time? It's not coincidental. I see it a lot. So something is gonna happen on a certain date. That's what that's what's gonna happen. See, if I was to be told what the exact future was, it would throw things off. Then I would be queuing in the friggin' New World Order, say this kid knows, so we're gonna have to do it on this date. But he really doesn't know, so we can still go along as planned. You gotta think of it that way too, people. I'm smoking in this car. I think of the worst things sometimes, people. You won't want my mind. Believe me. I always got to be on guard for Satan. Always. He traps me in certain things. You know? He does. He always trapping me, the son of a bitch. You know? I don't want him to, you know, I cherish my family that I have now. My sister, my brother-in-law, my son, my ex-wife's family. I cherish all of that, you know, of what I got, you know, and Satan has a way of destroying that, destroying families. That's how he gets to you, people. He gets to you, you know, through your families and stuff. He makes all your families hate each other. If you got one family that doesn't believe in anything, one member like that, it's like the worst thing that could be in your family, you know, because that person is going to always throw a friggin' wrench in the works, you know, in the gears. Hamper a lot of shit, cause you a lot of grief. Hear that? Straight drive, no shifting, no nothing, straight drive. But this damn thing, I'm getting like 50 miles to a gallon, at least 50, because of the way I drive it, you know. I drive it like a mountain baby, it ain't my car, you know, so I'm gonna take care of it. But it's dynamite on gas. Hybrid is the way to go, people. I'll tell you right now. You save almost immediately as soon as you enter the car. You know, you're paying for all this friggin' gas on a gas engine. Get rid of it. It's outdated. It should be perpetual motion in an engine right now. That's what you should have right now. You shouldn't be paying for anything. Nothing. It should be a battery this big in your car. And that's it. It'll run all the other stuff. It'll run all the mechanics in it. We've got technology to make almost anything right now, people. You know, say I needed a certain type of engine to be very efficient, a gas engine, the right to use 1/1,000,000th of what petrol, right? What would say use, like say, I want to travel the distance of say 100, say 200, 400 miles, and I only want to use a pint of gas or a quart of gas. Now mass has everything to do with a certain volume, can only do certain, you know, so then it'll become more mechanical. The more volume, the less mechanical, you know, and you want to, you know, drive it. So you give it to that computer that has 700,000 million calculations per second. You give it to that computer. You think you're going to have a problem figuring it out, people? You think that computer's going to have a problem figuring that out? Huh? See, but, you know, a scientist and a mathematician understands. Goes right off the bat. Okay, so all the mechanic shops will go out of business almost immediately. Okay, all the friggin' oil companies will go out of business almost immediately. See what I mean? It will throw off, so they gradually will put the technology in over a period of years so we can gradually come off of gas, which we should have been doing. But you see, the money that these oil companies make and these corporations, they don't want to give us anything. They don't want to give us that. You know what I mean? It would open up, yes, we would lose a lot of jobs in one thing. Me, I would lose my job almost immediately. But, you know, still I'd have somewhat of a job because there'd still be gas engines, there'd still be mechanical cars that would have to be fixed, you know. But it would open up a whole new, different world. The pollution alone in the world would subside. The carbon dioxide footprint would subside somewhat. But see, what they did when they come out with the catalytic converters, right? Did I miss my exit? I think I did. I'm so into this video. Yeah, I missed my exit. Son of a bitch. Or did I? No, I didn't. They're so into Christ. Don't do that. What was I saying? Shit, I hate when I lose my thing. I think a whole new world would open up for us. You know, catalytic converters. Now, catalytic converters changes. It's got titanium in it and 2 other alloys in it. So when carbon dioxide goes through, it's honeycomb. So when the carbon dioxide goes through this your muffler system, it changes it into sulfuric acid, which is killing all the lakes, all the trees in the United States. Okay, whereas when we used to burn gas, right, carbon dioxide used to come out of that tank. And the trees love that. They live off that. They take carbon dioxide in and they give us oxygen. Why do they go to the catalytic converter? Why? Why? Because they don't want the friggin' trees to live. They don't want us to live. They want to poison every friggin' thing, the son of a bitches. They should all lock friggin' catalytic converters almost immediately for the damage they've been doing to the lakes. Do you ever see the lakes in pictures? Blue, blue, blue. That means they're dead. And then if you look and you see friggin' one whole area where all the trees are dead, that's from the friggin' the carbon. That's from the sulfuric acid from the cars. I have a lot to say, people. It'd be nice if I had somebody next to me that said, well, that's real brilliant, and started saying, well, Joe, this is how this is working, this is how this is going down. Okay, all right. You know, I mean, it's not hard to fix the world's population, or the world's problems. It's not a hard thing. It's that corporations won't make money, people won't make money. You know what I mean? It all goes down to friggin' money. Worshipping that money. And people want to go on their friggin' big yachts. And they want to friggin' play their big friggin' games, the New World Order. They want to kill 90% of the population. See, that's their way of dealing with it. Satan looks just like you and I. And I think Satan is actually walking around. He can do that. Why can't Satan do that? He's an angel. He can walk around and say hi to people, buy a house. I'm serious. Why can't Jesus do that? Why ain't Jesus doing that right now? Well, this has to happen before Jesus comes. Yeah, Jesus wrote that. If he wants to come sooner, he can't do that. Well, this has to, what do you mean that has to happen? That don't have to happen. He could come at any time he wants. He's God. He can do whatever he wants. He's perfect. You see what I mean, people? I get nothing against the Bible, but people make it finite. Yeah, it's finite to a certain things, but Satan might want to start changing things, tweaking things, and then God's gonna have to tweak things. Time travel, it's all real, people. It's all friggin' real. Jesus did that. Jesus went in the future. He knew what was gonna happen. He was in the future. He come back in time to save us. And they put him on a cross, and he had to go through that. He had to endure that whole friggin' thing. Why? That was my biggest question to him. Why would you let anybody put you through what they did when you talked about love? And you were giving people hope when they had none. They were living like animals. Huh? Let me get it going here. You know what I'm saying, people? I'm at my place, so well, I'm not at it. I gotta go to the pot store and get spark plugs. But I gave you a lot to think about. You know what I mean? Start thinking, people. Start freaking going on your sites and say, do they got this? Do they got that? You know, should I do this? Should I do that? Can I help doing this? Can I help doing that? What can I do? Don't be afraid. Those Talk 100 out. Oh, and believe in Jesus. He's very real, people. He's very, very real.